What's up? I'm Corbin. This is Brian. This is Mr. Maple. These are some Japanese maples.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the MrMaple Show, man. I love doing these 10 and 10s. It gets us all excited. I know it gets y'all excited because that means what? That means we got 20 new plants about to drop and hit the website for you guys. A lot of really cool lineup for you today. I mean, we got some exciting trees. We were kind of setting them off to the side here for the video shoot, and we're both like, man, some heavy hitters in this set coming up here for you guys. We're real excited about this. We got an open house coming up too for you guys, October 25th, 8 to 4. Come out and see us, man. We're gonna have a ton of plants for you guys to come and shop in person. It's an exciting time. It's a great way to build a community, meet some new friends. I mean, if somebody's all about plants, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Let's talk plants. I got a lot at my garden, and we're always excited to hear about what you guys are interested in. We try to bring the heat every single week, bringing you some new stuff for your garden.
Yeah, let's not keep these people waiting, man.
Let's not, man. Let's get right to it.
We got an awesome Ace of Palmatum, man. We got Mikazuki, aka, I guess this is the Crescent Moon, reticulated variety, man.
Man, this tree is awesome. I think this is like one of the best reticulateds. I might say that about a lot of them, but I might be a little bit biased with this particular variety. I grew this in my garden in Oklahoma. I love Acer palmatum, Mikazuki. It just has a great contrast of color throughout the season, and you can really kind of change that color appearance depending on how much sun and how much shade you put it in.
Yeah, man, this one really just draws the eye. I remember first starting working here, man. This was pretty much one of the first reticulated varieties I was exposed to. So, I mean, I felt like I was pretty lucky for that.
Yeah.
I think old Wesley, bro, one of the old maple homies, he used to, we would be weeding in the garden, man, and I would just look down and there'd be this like beautiful, like pink flower-esque maple. I was like, Wesley, what is this, man? And he's like, man, that's Mikazuki, bro. That's one of my favorite varieties. And I mean, I'm with him. This is just such a bold play during the springtime. When you get those like pinks emerging.
Oh, those pinks, dude.
Dude, like, we have an awesome highlight of this one, a cultivar highlight, where Matt and Tim talk about this Mikazuki in Talon's garden. The largest one I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's
right behind the Purple Ghost. And man, it almost steals a show from the 30-year-old like Purple Ghost.
Right.
So it's really awesome, and Mikazuki is really no slouch in the reticulated game.
Yeah, I think what kind of sets it apart, for one, you get those really, really bright, vibrant pink colors with that nice veining. But just the transitions that this one goes through, put this in a little bit more shade, you can get these nice kind of creamy tones, and that veining is really, really dark with a little light pink blush over top. So, I mean, I think it's so much fun too, like just thinking about like color changes throughout the year. Because a lot of trees are kind of like, they've got maybe a fall color and a spring color, you know, or something like that. Well, this one really does a lot of transitions throughout the season. The fall color is even more phenomenal than a lot of the other reticulated types. Get some blazing oranges with a little yellow splashed in there too. So it looks like this crazy bonfire just lighting up in your garden. Reticulated types, when it comes to, I mean, the leaf style is great too. Nice Matsumura style. It almost gets to the point where it reminds you of like almost like a linear lobum almost. Like it has these long skinny lobes, little serrated edges, so the texture's crazy on this thing. I mean, all around, I think, you know, if you're wanting to like one reticulated that just kind of sets itself apart, Mikazuki, man, this is the way to go.
Yeah, definitely. One for the garden.
All right, guys, we got another exciting tree for you here on the lineup. We got Acer circinatum Pacific Fire.
Oh yeah, man. This is a dope circinatum we got right here. People love those coral barks right here. This is one of the most dynamic varieties of coral bark that I've seen, being that kind of a native species out to the PNW. So guess what? You're not going to see this cultivar driving around out in the wild, but you're going to definitely see this species. I mean, it looks very similar to Shirasawanum, maybe a little bit more rounded, kind of curled leaves on the edge. I'm no geneticist, but I just think that this tree falls into those Japanese gardens without kind of skipping a beat, which is really amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. That circinatum, that kind of rounded leaf, almost gives you that full moon style leaf, which is cool when you think of a coral bark, because typically on a coral bark varieties, you're going to get that smaller palmatum leaf, where this gives you almost kind of that full moon feel out there in the garden. So to get that bright coral bark, playing off those big full moon style leaves with that circinatum leaf, I mean, the colors on this thing is crazy too in the fall. Some bright yellows. I've even seen some little bit of pinks kind of splotched in there as well. So nice contrast and colors throughout the season. This is going to be a great winter interest tree for your garden. So if you've got maybe some evergreens, some larger evergreens in the backdrop, this would be great to put out front of that. Nice little contrast with the bark, and then that fall color playing off that conifer behind. Be a great place to put it in the garden.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I think of circinatums, it takes me back, I'm like, woo, woo, woo. I'm going back to like British Columbia, man, where we actually got to go to UBC, University of British Columbia. On that campus, they actually have this like memorial garden called like Natobe Gardens, I believe. And it's like this friendship garden between like Japan and Canada after World War II. And guess what? They got a mix of circinatums mixed with Japanese maple seedlings, some pine trees and native pine trees from those areas, man. Beautiful. I was just like, that's like amazing. You know, worlds apart right after a war, and plants bring us together, gardening brings us together, man. And just the serenity that these kind of bring in. I think it's awesome because some important Japanese people came and helped build that garden, and to kind of have like this kind of melding of cultures is just super dope. But this is no slouch, man. We keep saying it's a hybrid, but I mean, that coral bark color is just super amazing. Seeing a large specimen of this, it literally looks like a fire in the garden during the winter time, and during the fall it is going to be dramatic, man.
Fall time just around the corner too, so pick you up a Pacific fire. All right, guys, you ready to get weird? Let's get weird, man. We got a weird plant for you guys today. We got Taxus baccata Amersfoort. Did you hear what I said? Amersfoort. That's right.
Yeah.
It's got a weird name for a weird plant, but I love this thing, man. I remember when I seen these come in, dude, these were like on my radar right away. They've got this crazy, like flat, tiny little round leaflet on that. Very different than your typical like yew that you see in the landscape. I immediately thought this would be great for bonsai. Just that kind of small little rounded leaf on it just looks super cool. And all these got like really cool structures and shapes to them as well. So I was excited when I was like, man, let's put this on the lineup. We need to get these out for everybody.
Yeah, dude, I love whenever there's just a plant where it's just a common plant you'll see everywhere. I mean, and yew trees are pretty synonymous in America. I think they're synonymous in a lot of gardening around the world.
For sure, yeah. It's a great landscape plant, evergreen, great.
Hardy.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome whenever we can find a plant that we think one way about, and then there's something that completely changes it. It gives it some structural dynamicness to it, because most of the time the yews are going to be, they're one of those hedge plants that gets pruned in a certain way. But this is going to be one that's going to be a nice centerpiece. Maybe you have a little garden that you have similar vegetative plants like that dwarf pagoda. I know Brian and I were talking about that. These kind of have like a similar shape and structure to the leaf as well.
Yeah.
It's just nice to have something that looks different, adds this kind of like bubbly, nice appeal with like an asymmetric shape.
Yeah, I think that's cool to think about. Like you said, yews are typically not really known for their structure necessarily, just more of that evergreen presence in their garden. But this one's going to give you structural interest. I think that's super cool in my mind. I'm really just kind of thinking and kind of geeking out in my head about pairing this up with that dwarf pagoda we were talking about. I've got a really nice one planted out in my garden. But I'm thinking like out nearby it, I would like to play off those texture differences. I like whenever things are similar, but then when you put them close together, it starts to highlight all the little differences and makes it even stand out more, in my opinion. But this is cool, man. I think this is a rare plant that doesn't come around too often, not one I've seen available before. And I think it's really cool that we're kind of getting into some of these a little more different plants. They're a little bit outside of the boxes. I mean, we're maple heads, right? I mean, we love the maples, but when we can get something cool like this little dwarf yew plant for you guys, it gets exciting.
Yeah, man, I'm sitting there thinking, you know, you have this yew, and you got that dwarf pagoda, then maybe you go into Cheerman, Whistle Saguaro, and then maybe into Shishigashira, bro.
Man.
I don't know, like those kind of all like evoke a similar kind of a feeling in my head,
for sure.
Which could be cool. I think those are gonna look very similar, but they're not gonna look too similar, and they're all gonna have like a distinct, different species. So that's pretty awesome.
So if you like weird plants, get you an Amersfoort.
All right, Brian. Next up, we got an awesome bald cypress. We got Lindsey Skyward, man.
Man, this is a cool tree, man. This was named by a fellow Okie back in Oklahoma. Really cool tree. I remember discovering this early on in my kind of plant collecting days. Grew this one in Oklahoma in full sun. A great bald cypress for you guys here. This one's going to give you a nice narrow habit. Still give you the height, right? Because bald cypresses get out there quick, big trees. This is going to get out there quick for you, but it's going to stay narrow, give you that great vertical interest in your garden.
Yeah, man, I think this is going to be one that works in a lot of people's gardens too. We were doing a little bit of research before we were talking about this. Zones 4 through 11, man.
4 through 11, guys. Come on now, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is like such a wide range of zonage. Pretty much, I think that covers most of the continental United States, at least. So that's really awesome. Who doesn't want a bald cypress in their garden, man? Especially one that's going to play with that vertical interest in the garden. I'm always talking about it. You want to extend your garden into the sky, man, because, that's just this whole new kind of area that you can play with. And this will play well with things like those barred views as well. Frame stuff in with this. I remember Jay Sifford and a lot of gardening experts, a lot of landscaping experts, they talk about you want to make a frame, man. And we do this by drawing these lines in the garden, whether that's kind of a physical barrier where you have, actual walls, or you have doorways, you have all these things that frame your garden. But you can do that with plants too. And making these kind of just two towering figures, either in the back of the landscape or kind of in the front to kind of guide you into it, can really provide a lot of visual interest.
Yeah, for sure. And I was just sitting here thinking when you were talking about like that visual interest that you were talking, when you get up into the sky, right? I remember seeing this, and it was just taking me back to Anton Clemens' garden we did out in Oregon. And some of his conifers really just had that great vertical interest. And once you get outside of the garden perspective and you get to the sky, now you're using like the natural world around you to contrast.
Exactly.
So you have that bright blue sky, or maybe it's a nice puffy white clouds out there, and you could just see that structure up in that kind of that silhouette in the sky. It looks really, really cool. I get excited about plants because, there's so many dynamic ways to use it. Every garden I go to is different. We're here at Matt and Tim's mom and dad's place, and it's so much fun to walk around here and just get inspiration from it. And I think just, a pillar of this tree right in your garden, I think just going to look stellar, especially in that fall. We got a deciduous conifer going with some nice bronze oranges in the fall time. So just that big pillar lighting up in the fall. This is about to go into fall color here very soon here in North Carolina. So definitely pick one of these up today.
Oh yeah. Guys, Brian loves this plant. I enjoy this plant. We got Acer palmatum Kurohime.
Man, I was like, Corbin, do I really have to talk about this plant? It's only my favorite Japanese maple on my last list. But we all know what my favorite is. But today we're going to talk about this. We got Acer palmatum Kurohime and some 2-gallon sizes, guys. Killer structure on these. They all got some nice thick trunks on them. Beautiful structure on these already. This thing gets me excited, man. This is one of the best dwarf varieties of Japanese maples out there. I truly believe that. I think it just has so many dynamic features to it. One of the most electric spring dwarfs out there. A lot of the Kurohime types, they might have a nice little border or whatever. But this thing just lights up. I mean, the whole leaf is just bright, crazy pinks in the spring. It's a beautiful Japanese maple, one of my favorites. I've got a nice big specimen of this in my garden, and it's always given me, you know, so much joy to watch this thing change through the season.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of a million different ways you could use this plant.
Right.
I mean, it works as, you know, kind of that centerpiece plant. If you have like a rounder area, it works in the front yard if you want to put it on next to a foundation. It works highlighting other trees in the area, or even building. Maybe if you wanted to do some smaller hedge work, it's going to take a little bit longer, but man, I mean, can you imagine like a mass planting of these just kind of spread out? It would be one of the most beautiful walkways or paths possible. This thing is just so beautiful and dynamic. I just love how changing this one is throughout the season. You know, moving from those nice, beautiful cherry reds to kind of a darker green color, almost. Yeah, I mean, it's named Kurohime, which you know, loosely translates to like that black princess, a dark princess, and I mean, you can see it in the leaves. It's just such a beautiful plant. I love everything about this plant.
Yeah, I mean, really cool. I think you really start to understand the name of this tree. It took me a while to kind of, it's like, man, you know, that dark, like, but it's so bright pink in the spring, right? But when you get to this time of the year, now these have been shaded out in our greenhouses, so they're a little bit greener. But mine that I have out in full sun here in Western North Carolina is super dark. Like, it's got this really kind of ominous kind of feel to it. This really dark presence out in the garden with these little bright flushes of new growth popping off over top of that dark foliage. Really cool, man. I love how pointed and like tiny this leaf is too. It gives it some really unique texture. The new growth flushes, it's like little rockets shooting off of this tree, a little vertical interest coming off. It just gets so exciting. This time of the year, I love it, man. We're about to go into fall time too, which really starts to really kind of take this thing to the next level. Some beautiful oranges and reds in the fall in this thing. Gosh, man, I mean, dwarf variety, perfect size on these to get started with. I'm kind of jealous, you know. It's like these 2-gallon sizes, man. I look at the structure, I'm like, man, what a great thing to start with. Put this in a container, kind of let it get adjusted to your area. Kind of take some time, pick the right spot for this, because it's going to be a feature plant for your garden. No matter where you put it, people are going to get excited when they walk by and go, man, what in the world you got going on here? Acer palmatum Kurohime.
Don't miss out.
All right, here we go, man. Come on now, you all know this is my favorite Japanese maple of all time. It didn't make my favorites list this last time because I can't put it in a list, bro. It's the all-time favorite of mine, no matter what, every year, doesn't matter. Acer Shirasawanum, Moonrise.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously my views on this are a little bit biased towards, you know, Brian's viewpoints, because I mean, he introduced me to this, man. I really didn't know much about Shirasawans. I really didn't know much about maples, but this one just kind of caught my eye. It's so interesting. It's like, it really is just like such an amazing plant, man. You know, it's like we have Autumn Moon, we have things like Arium as well. And this is like kind of like pushing both of those further, man. And like, that's what I love. Like we were talking about earlier with that Taxus, it's like, anything where it kind of just shakes up the game, bro, is like, okay, this is it's that black swan, man. You know, it's like we didn't know that it existed and we didn't know we needed it until it came and arrived. And this one's just dope. Yeah,
I mean, I always kind of think back to my story with this tree. You know, I was just getting into maples. I had, you know, a lot of the classics. You know, I had some Bloodgood. I had a Sengokaku. I thought I was really like diving into the world of Japanese maples. I'm like, dude, I got a Bloodgood, I got a Sengokaku. And then I walk into a nursery center one day and I see one of the most beautiful Moonrise I'd ever seen. I didn't even know what it was at first. I'm like, what in the world is that? Just in its full like spring glory, just these bright chartreuse colors, pinks, fuchsias with a little bit of the green splashed throughout. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. Just kind of created this world that I didn't even know existed. into plants, and got me excited about maples. I remember taking that home and putting it as the centerpiece of my garden. I thought, man, this has got to be the centerpiece. It's absolutely beautiful. And year after year, man, it just kept proving itself more and more to me. I grew it in Oklahoma, so one of the most heat tolerant of the full moon varieties, so definitely one that you can push out in those sun elements a little bit further than you can with RM or autumn moon. But gosh, guys, the colors on this are absolutely amazing. That big old full moon leaf on it is so, so cool. And just a great tree, I mean, year round. I think the colors, varieties that you can get on this is just absolutely electric.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a tree? It doesn't just contrast like within itself, bro. It gives you one of the most dynamic contrasts there is in any maple.
Yeah,
so
definitely, I think for sure you guys need to pick one of these up. I don't have to say a whole lot more about Moonrise, guys. It sells itself. This thing is a beauty. 2 gallons, nice structure, good girth on that trunk on these. Pick one of these up today.
All right, guys. I remember we were talking about one of my favorite hydrangeas earlier this week, and today we got another awesome variegated hydrangea. This one, Hydrangea paniculata, Yuki Gesho.
Yeah, man, another really cool variegated hydrangea for you guys. A little bit different bloom style. This is going to give you that more panicle bloom, those kind of tall, towering blooms that shoot upward. Really, really beautiful variety. The variegation on this is really striking. I think, you know, me and you got all excited about these variegated hydrangeas because it just takes you to a different place in the hydrangea world where you have the leaf is a lot of the attraction, where, you know, usually with hydrangea it's all about the bloom, all about the flower. But this, you get that attraction you get with that variegated form. Super cool, man.
Yeah, Yuki Gesho is one that I've seen in a lot of gardens. I think the one where it kind of rings the most true to me, where I've seen it and I was like, dang, like that looks awesome. It was right next to Brandy Hayes' house at Stone Falls Farm. And yeah, it was just like, she has a black house. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome already.
Yeah.
But then to have like that white, you know, I think it means snowstorm or something. I might be speaking on my butt a little bit right there. But Yuki Gesho looked just like fantastic with this kind of white boom. It's like an explosion on the wall, man. Yeah. And like, especially with that black background, to kind of replicate that, you don't have to have a black house. You can use conifers. Use some of those nice dark evergreen conifers. It's going to contrast. Use a dark red maple or something like that behind it, man. And this is going to be really awesome. I think she had one that was in a lot more sun than the one against the house, and it was doing fine there. Hydrangeas really just add something to the garden for sure.
Yeah, this is one I was excited about adding to my collection. I've got this at my house, and I have it planted in a spot where you're kind of transitioning from my shade garden into the sun garden. So it's kind of like that breaking point between the two. I thought it was a nice way to kind of ease yourself out into the sunlight. That beautiful bright variegation on this. I think this is great landscape plant. Definitely you guys need to pick one of these up today. Yuki Gesho. All right, guys. You want a historical plant for your garden collection? We got one for you right here today. We got Acer palmatum Red Cloud. Yeah,
this is an awesome introduction. First maple introduction from Talon Buchholz right here. Found in the same seed plot as fairy hair. These are both Scolopendrifolium, not hybrids, seedlings. So they're both really beautiful, and they don't look too similar, but they both have that linterlebum look. Red Cloud, once it starts to get more mature and you get more of kind of that mature leaf, it really just has these, like, you see that kind of like kinship to that fairy hair with those very super thin leaves, and just the way it kind of hangs in the garden just looks so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the way this the name kind of plays into this tree. We always talk about the linear lobum styles kind of give you this kind of light and airy feel, and this being a red form of that, so you can just kind of imagine this red cloud above kind of blowing in the breeze. I love the linear lobum styles. They're such a unique texture. You know, they just stand out in the garden. Like every time I see these, even in the greenhouses, you know, we may have, you know, a ton of different varieties together, but you see those linear lobums and they really kind of grab your eye because the texture is just different. The way they grow, different things like that. I love just playing off of the color changes in this one too. You get some nice bright kind of new growth flushes starting right now over this kind of dark maroon color. A little bit of green shaded out in the greenhouses, but still a really nice red linear lobum.
Yeah, man, pair this with summer gold, pair this with the anirene, pair this with yellow threads, man. Like all of those are gonna look really nice. It's gonna play with the texture, it's gonna play with the color. And I mean, who doesn't like a Talon Buchholz introduction, man?
Here you go, red cloud.
Oh yeah, the plains, man.
The plains.
Guys, Acer Palmatum tattoo.
Dude, we could just kind of do a mic drop right now. I mean, these are absolutely amazing. 10-gallon size Acer Palmatum tattoo available for you guys today. Man, I was out like hunting around trying to put together this 10 at 10, and I'm like, I gotta go check on those tattoos, man, see if they're ready to roll, because people need to get these in their garden. Dude, all of these that we've got have a beautiful structure on them. Great big thick trunk on these. We're talking about a plant the size of about 10 years right here that you're looking at. You know, tattoos is super slow growing, about 2 foot and 10 years by 2 foot. So like you're kind of looking at about that 10-year span of what you can expect. Great container plant, super popular Mikawa variants for you guys. Tattoo, I think, is one of the most popular out there. I mean, for good reason too. It's a super dwarf variety. Love it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool, man, how far you can take something. Like, I mean, there's Mikawas that are literally like 5 years old, man, and like they're like this big, and to have a tattoo in the garden where you just get this exaggerated like Mikawa shape in such a nice form is just really beautiful. And then that fall color is super nice, kind of looking like a fireworks show going on. I think that's what I love about Mikawa so much, man, is like the way that the color kind of takes over on them, and how the form accentuates kind of the feeling of the tree.
Yeah, these are going to sell out really quick, guys. We have 10 gallons. These don't come available in 10-gallon size very often at all. Even when we have our 1-gallon sizes, they sell out immediately. So 10-gallon on these, definitely check out quick with this. But you're gonna be excited. You get one of these to add to your collection, because this is like instant gratification, especially for this cultivar. To see one this size, put this anywhere in your garden, it's going to look amazing. Put this in a container. Just so many cool ways to use this in your landscape. You're not going to have to worry about this outgrowing its space, right? You can put this just about anywhere, and you're always going to have that bright, fresh green color in the spring and summer. Some crazy kind of yellows and oranges and the reds in the fall. I love this particular style of Japanese maple, that tight layered compact habit. It's insane, man. I love it.
Yeah, this is going to be a tattoo you aren't going to regret, man.
That's right. Buy one today. Acer Palmatum tattoo. What's up, everybody? We're down to the last tree for this video. There are 10 other plants that are going to hit at 10 a.m., but we got another one great for you guys here. We got a beautiful Japanese maple. One of Tim Nichols' favorite trees. He tries to pair this with everything, and for good reason. What do we got, Corbin?
Guys, we got Acer Palmatum Summer Gold. Man, every time one of these is planted, bro, Tim feels it in the universe. I think he picks up a neon shirt for it, man, because he loves this tree so much, man. He has such good things to say about this tree, and I do too, man. I love like seeing a specimen of this. The range of colors, like, I mean, we got pulled in by that golden color, but man, you throw this in some sun and you'll see it kind of, I don't know if it'll pick up as good from the camera this far away. I'll throw some pictures in, but you will see that white kind of bleaching effect going on, man, and I love that so much.
Yeah, I mean, summer gold is such a great golden upright form of Japanese maple. You get a little bit of, like, to me, I always see the influence of that, like, Sierra Solemnum influence a little bit that it has. We do believe this is a hybrid, but this is really, really nice spring colors. You can get a little bit of like kind of this orange little edging around the leaf as well. And then, so you get that bright golden color, little orange border. And then the samaras, dude. People don't talk about this enough, but this one holds them nice upright. So they have these little pink clusters of samaras. Look absolutely amazing. This is one I've got a lot of experience growing. A good heat tolerant tree too. When it comes to the golden forms, probably one of the most heat tolerant forms out there, summer gold. And we're getting into those fall month, guys, and we're starting to get just a little bit of that like pink, red blushing starting in on this thing. I know you guys like it when I bring it into the camera there, but I'm out here having fun with these trees, man. We got some 2-gallon sizes. Beautiful specimens of these. I love it, man.
Yeah, I know. It's like, this is a tree that I almost don't want to get tall, man. Like,
I know, right?
Because I think one of the most striking ones I've seen in like the striking times of the year is like looking at this in your garden during the summertime, dude, where or like in between that transitionary period of like spring and summer.
Yeah.
Because Brian's tree, it was probably about this tall whenever I was looking at it, and I got to look down onto it, and it was just like white leaves, but each leaf had that kind of red highlight on it, man. So it was just like, it just looked so funky, like you had kind of laid all these like leaves down, put a little bit of spray paint on them, like covered it up, and like kept making this beautiful like mosaic of color, and then it kind of washes down from that white and red into like that yellow with like that blush color. Oh my gosh, dude, that was legit. Yeah,
absolutely, man. I love just how flashy this tree is. It gives you such a bright, bold presence in the garden. I think that's why we talk about it in pairings. Everything out in your garden is going to look so much better with a summer gold in it, especially one this size, guys. Nice 2-gallon stake tall. Really cool to be able to offer one this size. Kind of that instant gratification. We talk about that a lot. You don't get that with gardening very often. So when we get some big sizes like those tattoos that we just had, man, pair that tattoo with a beautiful summer gold. And I'm telling you, man, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, guys, make sure to drop a like, comment down below your favorite tree. Thanks for watching, man. It really helps us getting that like, that comment, and that subscription. It helps us kind of spread the word about the maple, Mr. Maple, about Japanese maples, about our love for gardening. And yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Open house coming soon, October 25th. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have a lot of stuff there, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Everything's going to be a nice fall color. You get some autographs from old Brian Rule here, man, old Tim and Matt. And yeah, we're just hype. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys' support, man. You guys are always the best community, plant community out there for us to be involved with. And we're just trying every day to figure out ways to put exciting plants in front of you guys and let you make the decision whether you think this is the right fit for your garden. You know, but we try to make it hard for you to say no. You know what I'm saying? We want you guys to get out there and shop with Mr. Maple. We appreciate all your support. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.